As the nights get darker and colder, things start to heat up inside. We're here at Deeside Leisure Centre to see the Dragons take on Whitley Warriors.
Two teams who've never faced each other before, Dave, so it'll be interesting to see how this works out.
It's going to be a long night for both teams. Should be a really good game. One of many fixtures taking place across the NIHL Morley Conference tonight. With the keys to the game, we move over now to Mike Jones, who's standing by. Mike.
Yeah, tonight's key to the game will be Warriors netminder Richie Lawson. Richie's been a fantastic netminder over the years and he's currently faced over 80 more shots than Deeside have all season. This has given an impressive 91.5% save average. This is really impressive for this kind of league. And this has helped the team generate some momentum going forward, so they have the confidence to not worry about the defence. And this has helped the Warriors to win 3 out of the last 5 games. On the other side of this, the Deeside Dragons have currently had a 3-game losing streak. Speaking to Coach McKenzie earlier on, he says he's got to take it 1 game at a time. I think this is really important for the new boys in the league because they haven't got as many skilled players in the team as many other teams in the league. But if they outwork teams and generate the offense 1 shift at a time, the results will come. This will gain momentum each shift, working hard, working the corners. They've got a lot of youth in the Dragons team this year. They need to use that momentum and go for it from there, and that's where they'll get the results, and that's where they'll hopefully end this losing streak. James, you've been on the road for the last 3 games and it hasn't been too kind for you. 3-game losses, being on home ice, how do you think that is going to improve as you and the team and break that losing streak?
Well, it's been a while since we've been here. It's been about 3 games now, and when we played against Solihull last game, I think there's lots of positives to take from that game, you know, and hopefully being back on home ice, we're going to bring it out tonight. And I think we're going to give Whitley a really good game tonight. It's going to be a big game.
So Whitley Warriors are your opponents tonight. They're known for being a bit of a rough team back in the day. You know, with the likes of Andre Pyatt on the roster. What kind of game do you think Whitley will bring to tonight? Well,
they're definitely going to be physical because they always are. But you know, I think we just got to get around that and just play our game and just, you know, if they're going to be physical, that's fine. But you know, we'll bring it back to them as well.
And as the captain, how are you going to lead your youngsters when the rough stuff does happen?
Well, you know, it's just about keeping your head down and working hard and just get through it. You've got to get through it as a team. You know, stick together. Don't let anyone get roughed up or anything. And we'll come out tonight with a good game. Yeah.
Thanks, James. Good luck. Over to you, Dave.
Thanks for that, Mike. Of course, really big game for both sides. As Mike said, both of them currently on 7 points each. How's this going to go?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, Deeside have got 4 very important games over 5 weeks, and they've got to pinch 2 wins at least out of those 4. And they're playing 3 teams that are above them, Whitley being one of them. I don't know, it's hard to say. I mean, Whitley are on a great form at the moment, and as Mike's already pointed out, Deeside currently on a 3-game loss. Could this be a turning point tonight?
Well, this is the thing for Deeside. It's a case of turning around a bad run, but that has been a road run. They haven't been playing here at Deeside Leisure Centre for a while, so they're hoping to, shall we say, channel some of the home crowd here tonight and take those few points away to put them a little bit ahead of Whitley. But of course, what is the key for the Dragons to get through Whitley's defence tonight?
Well, attacking, of course, goes without saying, but the thing is, key players like Kankaranta and McKenzie, you would expect them to try and put that puck in the net. But you've got to bear in mind, you've got players like Corey Stones there tonight. Could be a big influential player for them. We'll have to see whether they play up against the likes of Pyatt, who could be a big, strong force. Could be something there in that, we don't know yet. Drop gloves maybe, we'll wait and see. And of course, there's other players there for Whitley. Kippen, who's an ex-Dragon himself, very influential for them. Could be a very stalemate game. Somebody's got to break down here. And let's see, it could be Deeside, it could be Whitley, we don't know.
Yeah, of course, as Gareth just said, Sean Kippen returning to the Den for the first time since he left the Dragons 2 years ago. So I'm sure the crowd's going to give him a good welcome here tonight. And of course, Andre Pyatt, already 40 plus penalty minutes in the league this season. Are we going to see more of the same tonight?
I don't know. It's just, the thing is though, as I said before in previous shows, Deeside have stepped up a level now. So this is a different kind of league for them. I mean, they've had it cushy in the Laidler Conference. The Morrow League has been a really tough league for all the teams this year. And Deeside have proved their worth by those 3 early wins early on in the season. but of course they've had 3 losses on the road now, so they've got to try and turn something around, because can't take it away that a team that are coming to this league as champions, they had a great season last year.
Of course, they did have a great season last year, one of many teams to have an eventful season, and you can read all about those teams and all the details on last season in a great little stocking filler, Gary, and that is, of course, the Ice Hockey Review. It's published now. You can get it at your local rink, or you can find it at icehockeyreview.co.uk. It's got all the stats, player interviews, game reports, everything from last season. Make sure you pick it up.
It's a real must for any hockey fan anyway in the English leagues.
So of course, we're ready to get started. Let's take you down to the ice. It's time to drop the puck. And already we've got Macaulay Stones and Andre Payette trading words there. Payette's being asked to move over.
Oh my goodness.
We get an idea of how heated this game could be.
And there's an invisible puck, I think, Dave.
No, they've thrown Good out of the centre circle, put Payette there to keep the peace, as it were, as the Dragons win that face-off. At centre ice, it's dumped in by Whitley. Dragons couldn't clear it. Whitley keep that in. Sent round the back of the net. To the other side, to 19, Josh Maddock. Payette collides in the corner with it. Out front, it's loose. Good, shoots. And we've got a stoppage in play. And Payette still trading words with Macaulay Stones there. Something's got to give. Gavin Austin takes it round the back of his net. Chips it up high to Simon Furnival, who couldn't clear it.
Tempo's quite high on this one, Dave.
Early going and still no score. Pye takes it in his own end, under pressure. Has to give it up to Holland and to Good. Good skates it in, stopped by Gavin Austin. Held up on the boards.
We have a stick on the ice as well.
Brings it out front. A lot of traffic in front of that net, and it almost got through as Kemp tried to clear, couldn't. Whitley turned it round with a shot. It was wide. And the Dragons tame the puck as Parsons skates it down the line, dumps it in. He makes a quick line change as Brown from Whitley takes it, and it's just knocked into the boards there by Furnival. Held up on the ice, turned around, Pye, cross ice pass to centre ice, knocked in. Wainwright clears. Parry holds it. Whitley with the quick line changes. Lovell brings it to Wainwright. And out to Clancy, who struggles. He's under pressure there from 2, including Sean Kippen, who chips it back in. Nice move by Kippen to keep the play alive.
Quite a physical game at the moment. It'd be a wonder if they could keep this pace up.
Kankan-Ranta couldn't reach it. Puck's turned round. Longstaff loses it. And Kippen. It's a Longstaff shot.
And it's in.
Right into the back of their net. Courtesy of David Longstaff. Brilliant play there by Longstaff and Kippen. And so the Dragons go down 1 in the early going. And Andre Payette's going to the box for a slash. Straight from the face-off. Again, he was lined up with Macaulay Stones, and the referee didn't like what he saw.
It's been coming all day, this, in the warm-ups. They were egging each other on. You could see it was going to spark up at some point, but didn't expect it this quick.
And so Whitley go on the penalty kill as Kippen and Longstaff had to try and relax Payette, shall we say, keep his temperature, his temperament in check. As Kankan-Ranta plays it in. Power play opportunity for the Dragons for the next minute and 40. Cleared down the ice. Mark Lovell goes back for it. Lovell been playing D this season. As Cancan-Ranta takes it round the back of the net to Scott McKenzie, the player coach for the Dragons. McKenzie to Lovell. As the Dragons look to set up a play. Skates it in, shot. Back to the corner, McKenzie. Brings it to Cancan-Ranta. Lovell was clear, found on the shot, and it goes in. The Dragons get on the board in the early going, even this game up. A power play goal for the Dragons, courtesy of a penalty to Andre Payet. And if you're the coach for Whitley, Gary, is this time to try and calm Payet down, make sure he doesn't get drawn into any further conflict with the Dragons?
Well, certainly, he's definitely a red button guy, and every team has one. But you know, I would have thought he'd have been under orders to try and control it a little bit until later in the game, and it may have been more influential, shall we say?
Richards played it off the boards. Guy goes back for it there. Dragons intercepted. Turns it round, backhand shot by 25. David Longstaff with another big goal. And Whitley fire back early. A hooking call assessed to Dean Holland. He's going to put him in the box for 2 minutes, and the Dragons go on the power play with 12 minutes 46 gone in the first period. Tried to dump it out, fans on it. Ryan Kemp brought down in front of his bench.
Kippen, what are you doing?
Sean Kippen does not like that call.
He was all over him.
13 and a half minutes gone in the first period, and the Dragons still got a minute of 5 on 3. They need to convert this now. Their only goal so far tonight is a power play. Puck out to Lovell. To McKenzie. Shot, Cancan-Ranta. Gets it back.
Oh, it's
Parson
in.
gets it in from Cancan-Ranta.
And that's 2 for Parsons tonight.
Parsons second of the night, evens the score up. Another power play goal for the Dragons. Kippen wins that face-off. Wigglesworth dumps it in to Whitley's end. Longstaff plays it across the ice. We're into the last minute of the first period. Last scoring attempt by Whitley. Dragons scrambled, try to get that clear. Held in by Longstaff at the point. Wigglesworth. And the Dragons' pace faltering a little bit now.
Certainly is.
Whitley have certainly put them through their paces in the first period.
Well, how long can this pace carry on?
Well, for these teams, they've got another 20 seconds before they get a break. What do you turn up in the intermission here, Gary?
Certainly keep the pressure on net. Whitley are doing that, and that D-side are going to stop playing that puck in front of their own net. It's going to cost them dearly if they keep doing that. But it's end to end. Either team could take it.
We've reached the end of the first period. Second period underway. Second period underway. It was a 2-2 tie. The first period as the Dragons jump off early, try to get a shot on net. 2.5 minutes gone in the second period. Payet clears it along the boards. Lovell struggled to keep that in. And Whitley back on the offense. Shot. Sean Kippen behind the Dragons net. to Watson. Can't get it past Lovell, but Longstaff gets it out front to Kippin, takes a shot through the legs, and Whitley Warriors are back on the scoreboard. That's a goal for Sean Kippin. First goal for him in the Dragons' den. So Longstaff gets the assist on that Kippin goal. That's 3 points for Longstaff. He's looking for 4. Brought down in front of the net though. Referee's not going to call that. Looked like a trip. So Macaulay Stones and Daniel Pye both sat out, coincidental minors. It's 4-on-4 with 8 minutes gone in the second period. Nice collision on the boards there. Puck's loose out front. Watson takes a shot. And it looks like they're calling that offside. Ryan Jones behind the net. Couldn't get anyone up front, and he's brought down by Andre Payet. Huge hit that was. 5 seconds left. Can the Dragons make one last play? McKenzie couldn't quite make it as Sean Kippin returns to the ice, and Whitley Warriors are back to full strength. 13 minutes, 45 seconds gone in the second. At centre ice, Lovell skates it in, down the wing. Tried to get it out front to McKenzie, couldn't quite reach him. And the puck's sent back down into the Dragons zone. Jones goes back for that. Turns it around, but Longstaff's waiting there. Bad call that. Kippin, shot. Turned around, nice attempt by Whitley Warriors. Kept up the pressure. Almost had a 2-goal lead. Something that's evaded them so far. Here comes Parsons, only goal scorer so far for the Dragons. Reaches Austin. Fans on the shot, Corey Stone. And it's dumped back in. Pye. And good. Couldn't quite reach Richards. Furnival sends it off the boards. It's loose in front of the net again as Pye takes a shot and it's in. A loose puck in front of the net proves costly for the Dragons as Whitley Warriors go up another goal. It's 4-2 to Whitley.
That was like a rocket on fireworks tonight, straight off into the top right-hand corner. So Dave, a 2-goal lead now for Whitley.
The first 2-goal lead of the game. 15 minutes, 40 seconds gone in the second. So Macaulay Stones has got a roughing penalty there.
Oh, it's in, it's in.
And just like that, the penalty has resulted in a goal for Whitley Warriors.
And it's been coming, Dave. The pressure's been on and on and on, and these sides just don't seem to have an answer to it.
So Dean Holland, the captain, gets another goal. So Holland with the goal for Whitley Bay. And it's been a game of two paces. Whitley have tried to set a pace, the Dragons have tried to slow it down. Do you think that's worked for the Dragons?
If I'm honest, Dave, I think it's played into Whitley's hands, really. Because of the size of the ice, I would have thought that the tempo would have worn out Whitley a lot quicker. But with D-side slowing it down, it's allowing time for Whitley to get their breath back, if you like, and they're just putting on attack after attack.
Much more open ice, allowing some of those big passes. As Mackenzie skates that in, couldn't get it past number 19, Josh Maddock. As we enter the 17th minute of the second period, Wainwright gets it up front. Parsons stops, turns, shot. Couldn't get his third of the night.
That wraparound didn't work.
And so Whitley back the other way. Watson gets the puck, and that was a miscue by Jonah Armstrong that was costly. 6th goal for Whitley. Just couldn't clear that in time, and Watson was ready for that. Had an open net. We'll be right back with more action on Drop the Puck. As the puck drops at the start of the third period, we've got a game. Whitley Warriors 6, Dragons 2. And the Dragons, of course, we've not had a goal from them since the first period, Gary.
Well, they've just been dominated in that second period, Dave. Whitley have done everything they can. Pressure, shut D-side out. It's paid off for them.
Dragons trying to keep that in.
I think the main thing here, Dave, is the Dragons have got to keep a high tempo up if they're going to stay in this game.
Pyatt. And you can see there's a change in net for the Dragons. Matt Compton's in. Stops it. Another risky move, though.
You've got to wonder what they're being told.
And back into the corner, Kippin. Off the boards to centre ice. Furnival plays it back into his zone. And I think the Dragons, as we were saying in the second period, really need to up the tempo to get back into this game, if at all possible.
Yeah, I think they need to keep the tempo high, keep pressure on, and try and get Whitley to make some mistakes.
And considering how successful the Dragons were early on the power play, I think it's fair to say that Whitley just need to keep doing what they're doing and not fall for being called out on some bad penalties or any aggression.
Well, I don't want to be detrimental to the Dragons or discredit them in any way, but getting 5 goals in this period is a tall order for any team. So the best they could do is try and pinch a few back, or at least try and tie the game.
Sent back down the boards. Pyatt goes back for that. Brings it out, and it's fired down onto Matt Compton in net. Whitley with a shot from the face-off, and it's cleared by Wigglesworth. Collision in front of the bench has drawn the anger of the Whitley Warriors.
I don't think it was intent.
And Pete Gazda, it's Gazda playing number 4. We thought it was Ryan Kemp before. It is indeed Gazda.
Nice to see him return to the Dragons fold.
Of course, he's not played here for about 2, maybe 3 years. Old fan favourite. And the puck held up in the corner. Shot out front. Nice attempt there by Callum Watson. Managed to get a rebound, but Compton just stayed firm. Longstaff at centre ice. Loses the puck at his skates and the Dragons recover. 4 minutes gone in the third period. And we've got a player brought down, stick to the face there to... can't quite catch the number there. That was a puck to the face rather than a stick.
44, is it?
Number 44 skates off, and so we've had a break in play while the ice has been recut. You saw that trail of blood there. That had to be cleaned off the ice before we could proceed. Both teams have been in the locker room, and it looks like Scott McKenzie is on the bench.
It would appear so. I don't know what's made him change his mind about getting out of his kit and being on the bench, but maybe he could be a little bit more influential on the bench.
He's moved Lovell into his spot on the front line. And we know that Lovell is a very valuable player on that forward line. Was there for the playoffs last year. Hook there from Andre Payet to Kankanranta, and there's going to be a delayed call. Few choice words from Longstaff to Payet there.
Certainly.
As the Dragons go to the power play, and it's a goal straight off the bat from Marcus Kankanranta.
Well, where did that come from?
Third power play goal of the night for the Dragons, and they narrow that gap a little. But can they get back into this game fully? Longstaff with a shot on net. Wainwright turns it round. And of course, these players have spent about 10 minutes back in the dressing room while the ice was recut. Chance to reevaluate things in the middle of the third period, Gary?
Certainly, and I'm sure Scott McKenzie will have had a few choice words with him after the performance.
Another goal there for Whitley Warriors. Real quick shot that was.
So just after D-side scored there, Dave, Whitley quick to respond and get that point back.
Courtesy of Sean Kippen, another goal for him tonight. Whitley Warriors 7, Dragons 3.
Are we going to see the tempo picked up now?
I think you can feel an air of final fight out of the Dragons. Let's see whether it translates into something. The last thing you want to do, though, is alter the pace and start making mistakes.
Yeah, certainly. The thing you say the word fight, Dave. I think there's more than just fighting to get the points. I think somebody's egging for a fight tonight.
I think if I were the Dragons at this point, I'd be thinking about dropping those gloves. If it's going to rally the team and rally the fans back behind them.
Yeah, certainly.
Try and draw Whitley out. Tempt them into that fight, which has been on the cards since the get-go here tonight, from the very first face-off.
Well, they've got nothing to lose, really.
No. With 6 minutes, 30 seconds gone in the third period. Kankanranta skates it in. Deeks.
It's in.
Shot, and it's a goal for Kankanranta. Gets in front of Richard Lawson and scores. Watson chips it across to Kippen. Kippin beaten out by Kankanranta. .55 for the Dragons was Richardson. Around the boards. And back down the other way. Kankanranta chasing number 38, Daniel Pye. Up front to Watson. Deeks shoots. Gavin Austin plays it off the boards to Richardson.
Oh,
Brits loose out
no!
front, and it's in. Another goal for Callum Watson. Another backhand shot. And Matt Compton just caught off guard.
You've got to wonder what was going through their minds there.
So Martin Crammond is in the box for Whitley Warriors. And Corey and Macaulay Stones is sitting out a penalty as well. We've got a power play opportunity for Whitley Bay.
Just what the Dragons didn't need.
Knocked down the ice, and Lawson forced to play it with Kankanranta just speeding towards him. We're approaching the final 4 minutes of this game. 16 minutes played in the third period. And Kankanranta just eating up that ice time. He's going to need a break.
There's only so much you can do.
Longstaff skates it in. Looking for Kippin.
Oh.
Gets it to Maddock. .40 seconds remaining in the power play opportunity for Whitley. Bring it out front and a
And
shot.
it's in.
Sean Kippin with yet another goal for Whitley Warriors. A fantastic game he's had this game.
Yeah, Sean's having a great season so far, and I bet he's loving his return here.
Fantastic return to D-side and a fantastic debut for him on Drop the Puck.
Yeah, certainly.
So Richards with the assist on the Kippin goal. Whitley Warriors 9, Dragons 4, with 3 minutes left to play in this game. And we talked earlier tonight, Gary, about the schedule that the Dragons have got coming up. Really heavy schedule this month.
Yeah, of course, they're playing 3 of the teams above them, Whitley being one of them. Whitley were in 4th position, D-side were 5th going into this. This is not the result they were wanting. Considering on paper both teams are quite similar. D-side had that run of 3 losses.
Uphill battle for the Dragons going into the rest of this month, but we did see Whitley Warriors last week on Drop the Puck play Blackburn Hawks. And what do you think some of the improvements have been with Whitley from that game?
I don't know, Whitley seems to be the same really, because when I went to watch them at Blackburn, they were pretty much the same. The game was a bit lackadaisy. They took the... Oh.
Just as you talk, another goal there for Whitley Warriors. Number 80, Lawson Glasby.
My goodness, this is not a good night for D-side at all. I've got to say there's some dejected looking faces down there on the Dragons bench.
We enter the final minute of this game. Little hook there by Payet. Some back and forth. Furnival struggled to clear that. Kippin with another shot. Almost got yet another goal. He's had a terrific night. Another shot. And the Dragons really struggling to do anything now.
And it's in.
Andre Payet with yet another goal. celebrates as his team gets an 11th point in this game. Callum Watson with the assist on Andre Payet's goal, and another Whitley player who's had a fantastic game.
Yeah, certainly. You just gotta feel sorry for the Dragons players a little bit here, really, because this game's well out of reach. And both these teams, by the way, Dave, played 8 games each, probably the most in the league this season so far. But what can Deeside do to turn this bad run around?
Well, that's the question Scott McKenzie's going to have to answer for himself now as we reach the end of this game. It's Whitley Warriors 11, the Dragons 4, and that's going to see the Dragons go into a really difficult couple of weeks.
There you have it, Dave. What a result.
Whitley Warriors now 2-0 on Drop the Puck. What can we say? An impressive game for them, and we know Mike Jones spoke at the start of the game about their improved record of late. Is this the start of bigger things for Whitley?
Well, Whitley, of course, were the number 2 ranked team last year, runners up in the conference. You expect them to do this. They've gelled really, really well. Seems to be working. Don't change it, really. They've got a very, very powerful team. They're quite aggressive. They're quite fast on the ice. Okay, we know they've got a small ice at their home ground in Whitley, but these big ice arenas don't seem to faze them at all. They're playing teams like Blackburn, they're playing teams like Solihull and Billingham, and they're giving their worth. They're coming away with results like tonight, 11 points against Deeside. That gives them their 4th win of the season. Now it's putting them into good stead going into the remainder of the November fixtures. But you've got to look at Deeside on the other hand, Dave. That's a 4th loss now. They can't afford any more.
No, they can't. They got Solway Sharks, which is going to be a tremendous test for them next week here on Drop the Puck. We've got the Solihull Barons coming up. There's the who have they got after that? It's
they've got Blackburn Hawks as well.
Blackburn Hawks.
See, if I was a betting man, I would say Deeside need to win at least 2 of those 4 fixtures, and they've lost 1 already. The final 3 fixtures they've got are against 2 of the top teams. They've got to play Blackburn, who are a team who we know and seen over the weeks here on Drop the Puck, are a team still trying to find their form, still trying to gel. There's got to be some changes made. Scott McKenzie knows what he needs to do, but it's just getting the players to do things right. We know they've just recently made a signing, which will no doubt get announced in due course. I think we've got his name, haven't we, on hand? There's Jacob. Is it
Jacob Corson-Heron has signed with the Dragons.
Now he's an ex-EPL player.
Yeah, formerly Manchester Phoenix player. Played 309 games in the Premier League and recorded last year 24 goals and 28 assists. Going to be a really welcome addition to the Dragons, and hopefully we'll see him debut against Solway next week here on Drop the Puck. Going to be a tough challenge, as we say, but Whitley Warriors are going home victorious, and they've widened that gap in the middle of the conference on their advance further up the table.
It'll be interesting to see what Scott McKenzie does to make these changes to turn things around. I really don't know, Dave. It's an uphill battle. What he doesn't need to be doing is having more losses going into that Christmas period, which we know historically for Deeside has always been detrimental. It probably would be for any team, really, Christmas and New Year, but you just don't need to be at that bottom end of the table going into the New Year.
When you look at some of the players for Whitley that stood out, guys like Callum Watson, obviously the captain Dean Holland, guys like...
Well, Kippin had a fantastic game tonight.
Kippin had a fantastic game.
It was a great return for him.
A lot of depth for them, and we're sure we'll see a lot more out of them later on in the season. Let's go down to ringside now, where Kate Groves is standing by.
Scott, one of the positives we can take from the game tonight is that Deeside can score goals. yeah, if that's a positive. It's pointless scoring goals if you're conceding 10, 11 every week. We're just not accountable in the D zone. We're not doing it, sticking to our tasks. Kind of running around, to be honest. It's like kids hockey at times. So yeah, it's good to score goals, but you know, we scored 7 in Solihull last 2 weeks ago and conceded 10. You know, you're still 2 points up for stake. I'd win every game 1-0 if I could. You know, so yeah, a bit disappointing right now.
Do you think that D-line needs the work and needs a little bit something different maybe?
I think that's what the big problem is that we just, because we're conceding goals, we blame the goalie, we blame the D. The forwards have to be accountable as well. They have to play D zone. You know, it's not just about the Ds, you know, getting hit and the puck getting turned over. It's about the forwards being accountable and be back to help them, because we're not blocking shots, we're not getting in shooting lanes, we're turning away from pucks. We're just not accountable. So our D zone is shocking, and until we become accountable, we'll continue to lose games.
Are you going to make any changes to your squad?
Well, we brought in Jacob Heron, so he's going to add. But again, you know, it's one guy. It's not going to change the whole dynamic. As a group, we just need to come together, and hopefully, you know, this week we have another couple of practices to turn things around. But we're going against a team that hasn't been beaten all year, so it's going to be tough. But again, you know, we're like a wounded animal right now, so I'm looking for a response from the players. So we'll see what happens next week.
Scott, I know it must have been difficult, but thanks for speaking to us tonight. Thank you.
Thanks.
Dave Hallen, coach, Whitley Warriors. Did you come here with a game plan, Dave?
Yeah, we always have a game plan, we're always well prepared. But we didn't know what to expect when we came here today. We've never played in here for a long, long time. And obviously it's quite a good setup. Mackenzie's doing a great job and got the imports going. And we weren't really sure what to expect, which showed in the first period. It was very tight the first period, it wasn't until the second period we got a breakaway and started to make a difference to the game.
Do you think you've been working on your offensive line because the goals that you've been scoring over the past couple of games?
We got off to a bad start at the beginning of the season. We didn't have any pre-season games and that showed terrible, and we've just kept working really hard. We've stuck to our systems, everyone knows what to do, and we just keep doing that all the time, every week.
You seem to have quite a collective unit and a very organised unit, particularly at the back there. Is that something you've been working on as well?
Yeah, we work on it in training every week. Every guy knows their job. Obviously there's times when guys don't do their job and that's when we get caught out, but if everyone does their job, we're a good unit.
We're moving into a very busy part of the season in the Ice Hockey League. Can you tell us what your preparations are for you to get to Christmas?
We'll just keep going the way we go. We just treat one game at a time. We don't look too far ahead. We just see what we can get out of that game. If things don't go right, we'll put it right in training and challenge the next one.
Dave, thanks very much for speaking to us. Safe journey home.
Right, thank you.
Thanks for that, Kate. Some interesting comments there from both sides of the ice. And we'll see how both of those teams progress in the coming season on Drop the Puck. And don't forget, you can listen to live radio commentary every week from most of the games across the Morley Conference on NIHL Radio. Check them out on Facebook and Twitter. And, of course, give us a follow, BASN Radio on Facebook and Twitter. And make sure you're picking up your copy of the Ice Hockey Review, icehockeyreview.co.uk. You can find it there. That's all we got time for tonight. From Gary, from me, we'll see you next week.
Good night.